Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another one. Today we're talking about one of my favorite rigs for fall crappie fishing. It's September. We're getting into that fall season. As we get into September and into October, these crappie are going to start pushing out deeper, and one of my favorite ways to catch them in this deeper water is with a double jig rig. Today we're using hair jigs. These simulate bait fish, bug larvae. I mean, they can emulate anything basically, depending on the size and pattern that you have. But today, you can get these in your tackle box by ordering the 2 More Cast tackle box. It's the only tackle box that I can find that you can actually build your own tackle box system and order crappie baits, bass baits, whatever you want. So I'm going to link these below. Check out the 2 More Cast tackle box system. Is for $1 right now. First month you can get it for $1. Make sure you add the hair jigs to your tackle box when you go to check out. I'm going to show you right now. These are super effective. We're actually going to run down and fish a concrete pillar on this river system here, catch some really nice crappie for Wisconsin or Minnesota. Basically what these jigs are simulating is a school of bait fish. On this river system there's a lot of shiners in it, different types of shad, and these schools of bait fish are going to swim by concrete pillars. There's a few laydowns on this river as well, and these crappie are just holding tight to these pieces of cover and waiting for these bait fish to swim by. So casting these out, I got the 6.5 foot ACC casting rod, casting these out and just kind of letting it pendulum back. Been super effective for the past week here, and I'm sure it's going to be very effective as we get into September and October. So check it out, 2 More Casts. I'll leave a link top of the video description. Be sure to add the hair jigs to your tackle box every single month. These are super effective setups. They're a classic go-to to catch some crappie. But let's run down river and see if we can put a bunch of crappie in the boat. All right, so now that we, my goodness, I kind of wish either the wind wasn't this bad or there wasn't as much boats or as many boats on this body of water right now, but it is what it is, so we're gonna deal with it. I'm gonna be using that 11 footer, something you don't see up north very often. Put this guy down. And we're gonna be tying on the double jig setup. Like I said in the intro, hair jigs, double jig setup. It's great all the way through the fall when you're fishing deeper water. These are 2 16th ounce jigs that I'm using. The first one, you just put the tag in through the eyelet and slide it up the line. You're not going to do anything with that for right now. And the second one you're going to put on. Now typically I go with 2 loop knots, but if you're having problems with, you know, maybe a snag, maybe you're fishing a brush pile or you're worried about snagging something, then I would go to the improved clinch knot. And it's not as easy as the loop knot, but we're going to show you right here. So basically I got the line through the eyelet just like that, and what we're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger of your dominant hand, put it between your tag end and your main line, and then I like to pinch the tag end and the main line together, and you're going to wrap that tag end around the main line, keeping your middle finger right above that jig head, creating that loop. I wrap it anywhere between 4 to 7 times. There, about 5 right there. Now you're going to take your tag end, you're going to put it through the loop you created with your middle finger. This is where it gets a little more complicated. You see, I put it through the loop, but I didn't slide it all the way. I created this second loop. I'm going to take the tag end and put it back through that loop. Okay, so there's the tag ends going back into that loop like that. Wet the line a little bit. Make it easier to slide so you don't burn up the line, and just slowly slide it down to the top of the jig head. Pull the tag end a little tight, just slide it right down. This is the improved clinch knot. Now some people refer to it as the barrel knot. I've heard a number of different other names for it, but this is typically called the improved clinch knot, or the fisherman's knot, I guess. We're going to cut off the tag end. I would leave like 1/4 to 1/2 inch of tag end. If the crappie aren't going to see the entire main line coming down, they're not going to see that little tag end sticking out. Now this second one, be careful, read your regs. because I'm on the St. Croix River, I'm gonna go with the stricter regulations, which are Minnesota. And that says that you can't have two hooks further than 9 inches apart, I believe. I think it's still 9 inches apart. So we're gonna put these about 6 inches apart just to be on the safe side. Not that anybody's really gonna come and check, but we're just gonna do that anyway. And all you do, these are about 6 inches apart. I'm gonna pinch the line together with my left hand, just like this. And then I'm gonna take my right hand, pinch it together, let it hang there like that. And I'm gonna flip it over one time between the two lines that I got pinched together, okay? Oops, just like that. And what that did is it created this loop. See that loop right there? Now I'm going to take the jig and put it back through that loop, which is why it's called a loop knot. It's much easier to do when you got more than 6 inches of line between them, but we're going to make it work. So there it is. Put it between them, wet the line, slide it tight, and there we go. Those are our two jigs all set up. Hair jigs, these fish are chasing bait fish this time of year. Any bait fish that swim by, especially in these river systems. That's why the crappie in this system are a lot healthier than the lakes that I fish up north. A lot of bait. St. Croix River, Mississippi River, ton of bait swimming through. And these crappie are just set up on this concrete pillar. And they're just waiting for these bait fish to swim by so they can have them a nice snack. All right, let's get down there and start catching some fish. All right. Probably gonna get some funny looks with this rod, but I haven't broke out this 11-footer in a long time. There we are. We got to get right over these fish though. Right over the top. We're gonna be doing some vertical jigging. There he is. Got him. Got him. That's a good one too. That's a good one too. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Careful of that top jig when you're taking off the fish. It's gonna get you. There's a solid crappie right there. It's difficult to stay on top of this piece of cover because there's an 11-incher. Yeah, 11-inch right on the dot. Solid Wisconsin crappie. Throw him in the box. Again, the main point of these hair jigs, you're trying to mimic a school of bait fish swimming by. A lot of these white hair jigs look like your local bait fish, whether you're fishing, whether you got shad or we got shiners in this system as primary source of feed for these crappie. All right, that's enough of that. This boat traffic is getting crazy. My goodness. All right, I'm gonna tie on the 8-footer, I think, or retie the 6.5. Do a little more casting. It seems like these fish want it kind of moving, so we're gonna try that out. All right, well, we're back at it on the river. All right, let's see if we can roll up. Thank goodness there's not even close to the amount of boat traffic that I had last, I think it was Sunday, 2 days ago that I was out here. It's pretty darn calm. There's only been a few bigger boats moving around, so hopefully it stays that way for the night. We can get on these crappie. I'm gonna switch it up, like I said, 6.5 foot. I might, since it is so calm, I actually might tie on that 11-foot again, see if I can vertical jig some of these fish. Instead of casting it out. There he is. Got him on the drop. I think that's another good, that is a good one, I think. Fighting like a good one. Oh yeah. Should I keep him tonight? Fry him up? I think so. I think so. I think he's about a 10. He's just shy of 10. Going in the live well, buddy. So again, the purpose of this double jig setup, oftentimes you can mix and match colors to kind of figure out what they might be hitting on. normal circumstances, you keep it the same color because it looks like a school of bait fish, and that's what you're trying to simulate. And that guy hit right on the drop on that last cast. Let those jigs just kind of swing pendulum right through this piece of concrete, and bam. So hopefully we can cast in there and get another guy. There are so many in that. They're just stacked on top of that piece of concrete. There he is. Got him. Ooh, if that's a crappie, that's a good one, I think. Yeah, that is a crappie. And it is a good one. There was 2 of them down there, right on the bottom, underneath the concrete. That is a quality fish right there. Let's see what he is. Got an 11. Another 11 like last time. That is a super quality Wisconsin crappie right there. I probably talked about this before, but during these late summer, early fall periods, typically what you want to look for are those sharper contour breaks that are just before a gradual contour break. Right now, this point kind of comes out, and I'm on the outside turn of the point. And if you were to go over here with side imaging or down imaging or whatever you wanted, these are the places that I target during the fall, or during the early fall, late summer period. These crappie haven't fully transitioned out, mostly because the water temp hasn't dropped. Once the water temp drops to like mid to low 60s, possibly the upper 50s, that's when these crappie really are going to push out to their deeper fall transition lines, that hard to soft bottom transition. But right now, they're kind of in between that. Typically, it's 20 feet plus or minus 5 feet is where I've been finding them on a lot of these lakes and rivers, specifically near these outside turns on these points. So if you're on a brand new lake, or if you're on your local lake, these are places I would start. Really zoom in on your side imaging, try to find even small pieces of brush or concrete like I'm fishing here. That's where I'm finding these fish this late summer period, early fall. They're probably going to be here all the way through September to the end of September when the temps start dropping. You know, water temps are going to get down into the low 60s. That's when they're going to start pushing up onto that channel breaks on our big lakes. They're going to push off to that hard to soft bottom transition from sand to muck, where that transition line comes together. That's where you're going to find those fish later in September and into October. But for right now, this basically August through most of September, this is where I'm looking for them on new bodies of water, these outside turns on points. If I can find any piece of cover, you're definitely going to find a school crappie. Got back on them here. There's some bigger fish right off the bottom. Bigger fish like that 11-inch fish. Now, you guys saw from 2 days ago, I was vertically jigging. This is a great vertical jig setup, but the way that those past 2 fish bit is I just let it drop and kind of swing through that piece of concrete that they're on. Just trying to make it look as natural as possible. Maybe give it a few twitches, but I'm not burning through it. You know, it's not like a crankbait or anything like that. This setup is meant for more of a slower presentation. It's not, you know, you're not putting on 2 curly tails and just burning it through that brush pile, or in this case, this piece of concrete. It's a slower retrieve, more natural. Just let it drift. I got current pushing it into my boat right now. We're facing upstream and upwind actually right now, which is nice. This is ideally what you want to set up. If you're on a brush pile or piece of concrete or whatever you're fishing, point the nose of your boat upwind. You got better boat control that way. Oh, there he is. Got him. That was a tap. Ooh. Yeah, they're feisty today. They're jumping out of the dang water. That's another good one. Ooh, these are some quality Wisconsin crappie. You don't catch these too often. At least I don't, not up north. Down south, these are a dime a dozen, but up here, these are some quality fish. Oh my goodness, is he almost 12? He's 11 3/4. He is just shy of 12. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a quality fish. Again, I just let those jigs just pendulum right through where all these crappie are stacked up, made it look like a natural couple bait fish just drifting right through, and he just thumped it. Oh. Well, I didn't think that was going to push that much wake. Oh, when I missed him too. Son of a gun. Well, so much for not having big boats out today. There he is. There we go. I mean, they're definitely thumping it, which is good. That's another decent one. Oh no, he came off. Oh, that was another good one too. That was another 11, I bet. Well, so much for it being calm, but let's see if we can get one more fish out of this school right here, and we're gonna call it a night, because there's way more boat traffic than I thought there'd be. For a Tuesday night, this is crazy. Well, unfortunately they shut off, and there's nothing I can do right now. They won't even stare at them. I don't know, it could just been, they were biting really good, they were chasing really good earlier in the day when it was pretty calm. I don't know if all the boat traffic, I don't know. Sometimes they just shut off, so. All right, well, there you go. A couple of nice slabs down there. There was definitely more down there. Unfortunately, I don't know why they shut off, but I'm gonna get this guy back in the live well real quick. I don't know why they shut off here towards the end of the night. You'd think as the sun was going down, these crappie would actually turn on, but they actually shut off. A lot more boat traffic out here tonight than I thought. I was out here on Sunday, caught that really nice, I think it was like an 11 or 12 inch fish. Vertical jigging, switching back and forth between the, this is the 6.5 foot and that 11 foot rod. But as you can see, that double jig, this double jig setup, as we keep getting into the fall here, I'm gonna be using this more and more. These schools are gonna eventually push out to that hard to soft bottom transition, and they're gonna school up really, really tight. It's a great tactic. You can add these hair jigs to the 2 More Cast tackle box. I will leave a link in the top of the video description. Make sure you add these when you sign up for your 2 More Cast tackle box. There you go. Appreciate you watching. If you got any comments or questions on any of the setups, sonar, rod and reel setup, let me know in the comment section below, or you can message me on either Facebook or Instagram. I always appreciate hearing from you. I'm gonna get off the water right now because there's a massive boat coming up. That's a 50-foot yacht, holy smokes, and he's pushing wake. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate you watching, we'll see ya.